Why is it so hard for politicians to talk about population growth rates? Is it because it's tied up with hints of racism?
Yeah, if we want to bring the population down so we're living in balance, we'll have to bring immigration down, and that's quite often linked to racism when it's got nothing to do with racism. And then the other one is that the billionaires and the wealthy benefit from growth. Their greed is unlimited. Enough will never be enough. They just want more money. If they're worth 10 billion, they want 20 billion. Now they, with their businesses, are the big donors to the political parties. So you have this situation where the growth goes on, but anyone with any common sense knows it's impossible. If we brought our immigration down to 70,000 a year, which is the long-term average, our population would level off at about 30 million, and that's what we should be doing.
By holding that position, as you do, that immigration numbers are almost 3 times too much, some of your critics will say you're racist.
Yes, it's got nothing to do with racism. It's just common sense. One day we'll have to stop growing, even if that's when we get to 1 billion people. We should be discussing it now, and my belief is we should stop the growth now if we want to have a quality of life for our children and grandchildren. When I bought my house, Pip and myself, we bought a house that cost $32,000 in Sydney in 1970. And I think it was about 4 times the annual salary. Now it's over double or even more than that. Young couples can't afford a house with a block of land where the kids can play in a cubby house. That's wrong. We should never have got into that situation where young couples are forced into high-rise like termites. The kids are no longer free-range kids like I was. You're a sort of a battery hen. I mean, we spend $50 million a year to get free-range chooks. What about our kids?
But Dick, that's a lovely thought.
Yep.
But is it a little bit old-fashioned?
No, it's not old-fashioned. In fact, I'll tell you what, 8 out of 10 Australians believe we should have a population plan, and most of the successful...
Hang on. Which survey is that?
It's the surveys that are everywhere. No, that's
where are you
the
getting
survey.
your research from?
It's without doubt, if you check, 8 out of 10 Australians believe we should have a population plan. Let me tell you this one. Every Australian family has a population plan. Aussie family can have 20 kids in their lifetime. None do. They have 3 or 4 or 1 or 2, whatever they want, because they have the number of kids they can give a good life to. But our politicians have no equivalent plan for our country. They're letting us down.
There are people who will say, well, hang on, Dick.
Yep.
You've been you're an ageing baby boomer.
Yep.
You enjoyed the growth of the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and you did very well out of it, very successful. Now you want everything to slow down. A bit hypocritical, isn't it?
Well, there'll be people who will say that I benefited from growth, and it would be easier for me to say nothing. I can tell you, to say absolutely nothing. But the reason I say something is I'm concerned about my grandkids. I look at them. My little granddaughter, Charlie Brown, she's going to be alive probably at the end of this century, where at the present rate we'll have 100 million people in this arid country. And everyone I talk to says that is a ridiculous number. You'll only have it if 50 million are really poor, like they have in America. Now, we don't want to do that. We want to be sensible like Switzerland or Norway or Sweden. Have a small population, share the wealth so people are well off.
Hello, I'm Liam Bartlett. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.